There was something else that came up this week that I saw posted on Vital BMX. There was a forum post talking about brands sponsoring YouTubers, and I felt like this was a good place to talk about this thing because there was a lot of people in there that kind of got it, and then there was a lot of people that just completely didn't get it at all. And I felt like I could speak on this because I am someone who makes YouTube videos, but I'm also not sponsored by a bike company because of it. So there seems to be a gap that needs bridged in understanding why a company might want to sponsor someone who is a YouTuber, at least from the people who are responding and commenting on this post. Basically, the way that this works is just like sponsorship with anything, and I've talked about this in the past. A sponsored rider is basically a billboard or an advertisement for a company. So with that, a company needs to get some sort of return on that investment because what they're doing is investing time, money, and resources into a rider in order to sell bikes, to sell parts, and just get their name out there in return on that investment so that they can continue being a business. That is how it works. Businesses advertise and then they get returns on that advertisement so that they can make money and continue being a business. So why would someone want to sponsor a YouTuber over maybe say some AM rider who's up and coming on Instagram or something like that? I feel like a lot of the reason for that, and I could speak to this because I've been making YouTube videos for quite a while now, is to be successful on YouTube, you either have to put in a ton of work or get extremely lucky. Usually it's a combination of both. A lot of the giant name YouTube people out there that you guys have heard of put in years and years of grinding before they got extremely lucky and something blew up, and all of the work that they put in beforehand led up to them being wildly successful on YouTube. Well, that is exactly the case for most successful YouTube channels that didn't just catch on to something and blow up overnight and instantly become a sensation. And then once you get to that successful position in YouTube, you have to put in that much work to keep it successful because YouTube doesn't just keep you at the top forever. You have to put the work in order to stay there. So what this means is that the people who make YouTube videos and are successful BMX YouTubers have developed some sort of work ethic because of the amount of work that it actually takes to be successful on YouTube. And likely they put in their time of just making videos because they enjoyed it without getting anything from it. Also, with YouTube comes a business sense because a YouTube channel is essentially a small business. You have to learn about taxes and all of these different things that you have to know about when it comes to the business world. And when you're making videos, you kind of just develop this business sense for things that might work and trying things and cutting things that don't work and all of these other aspects of real business that also get learned whenever you're making a YouTube channel. So there's two things there. And then usually the guys who are more popular BMX YouTubers are guys who are pretty decent at riding their bikes. Austin Augie, Billy Perry, Anthony Panza, these guys who are really big on YouTube, they're pretty dang good bike riders. They aren't the absolute best, but they're pretty good. And then when you combine that with all of these other things we talked about, like the business sense and the work ethic that they definitely have to be successful on YouTube. And then when you factor in other things like the audience that they've built online and the fact that most BMX companies are trying to advertise to kids because it's the kids or their parents who are mostly buying BMX parts these days as they come out. So you've got all of these different things that make them a perfect advertiser for a company. They make them a perfect billboard for this company because they've already got a business sense. They've got the work ethic. They usually are pretty good BMX riders. Then the fact that they've already got an audience to advertise to online, as well as the fact that they're in the place where everyone spends their time. Every single person watching this is watching a YouTube video. And we all know that all of our friends watch YouTube videos. So it only makes sense to have someone who is on this giant platform that is inarguably one of the biggest destinations for people to just spend time in the entire world. It just makes sense that a company would want to invest in someone who is big on this platform, especially whenever you think about the other side of things. Whenever you think about the no-named AM who is really, really good at riding his bike, but you have absolutely no idea if he's got a good work ethic. You don't know if he knows anything about business or will understand the fact that you're investing in him and that he's going to have to return on that investment to keep things going and keep helping you out and keep earning what you're giving him. That's the other thing I don't think people think about, is the fact that you have to earn what you get from a company. I think that people glance over this because we're just riding our bikes and we absolutely love riding our bikes. And some people naturally get better and just being good at riding bikes is what they do. Well, at the same time, that is earning what they're getting from a company, and you have to earn it. So when you consider all of these alternatives, and then you think about the fact that having a YouTube channel kind of puts your personality out there and builds a reputation with people online already, it's kind of just a kickstart for a company to just say, okay, yeah, we'll put money into you and you're probably going to help us more than someone that we have to grow and develop and teach, which those people are absolutely out there. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be invested in, because there's so many kids out there who are absolutely amazing at riding their bikes, who deserve that chance and who deserve to be helped out by companies. I'm just trying to help everyone understand why a company might want to choose a YouTuber over someone else, or just choose to help out YouTubers in general. But with all of that being said, this is something that can go so deep and be talked about in so many different ways from so many different lenses, which is why I want you guys to sound off on it in the comments down below, because I think there's definitely a conversation to be had here. And you could also bring up the fact that sometimes YouTubers are not a good representation for a company. There's some people out there who might not be a good representation, but because they have this following, they get something from the company and the company invests in them when maybe they're not the best choice for it. And one of these younger AM kids, or just someone in general who's not a YouTuber, would have been a better investment, but they didn't get it because they didn't have that following on the internet already. And when it comes to that side of things, I feel like that's the nature of the internet these days and the nature of where things go. So at that, I hope I talked about this in an understandable way. I hope I didn't leave anything out because I'm kind of just rambling off the top of my head. But what I will leave you with is something to consider. 3 of the absolute smartest businessmen in all of BMX history, Chris Muller, Ronnie Bonner, and Robbie Morales, all currently help out YouTubers. Chris Muller helps out Austin Augie and did help out Brandon Began. I guess you could say Brandon Began's kind of a casual YouTuber, but he's in that category. Robbie Morales currently helps out Brandon Began and also helps out Anthony Panza. And then Ronnie Bonner helps out a few of the guys from the Scotty Kramer crew. Matt Ray has his own YouTube channel. And I feel like these guys would not be helping out YouTube guys if they didn't think it was a sound business decision, because these guys have been in BMX for so long and no doubt understand the fact that this is a business and a BMX company is a business that needs to make money to survive.